Alright, we're back. It's been a while, you know how life is. So here we got our four horns here. We have our second Leslie RS-5T that we rebuilt. We used galvanized sheet metal diaphragms that we were using for our other video, but it bent them, it just crushed them. We put 125 pound through it and it just wobbled them out and it threw it out of tune and it was horrible, so we decided to rebuild it with polycarbonate. That seems like it's the best way to go. You can't beat it. So there's that one. You can see the flares are outstanding on this one. We're getting a lot better. Here's the first RS-5T we built. And then there's the Nathan M5. That is just great. And then our number one, Nathan M3. We're going to blow these here. We're going to pause it after each time because we're going to let the air compressor catch up. We only have a 7-gallon tank, so it empties pretty quick. So I'm going to give this camera over to my dad, and I'm going to blow these, and we'll be back.
Alright, Nathan M3. Alright, this is the Nathan M5. Alright, this is the first Leslie RS-5T. This is the second Leslie RS-5T.
Alright, we're back. Now we've cleared off our table a little bit, put some stuff there so you can see we have our M5 and our second RS-5T there. You can see again once the difference in the funnels there, the flared out. You can see the jigs there from the wood lathe that we use to flare those out. You can also see that we put several different kinds of diaphragms out there. I want to point out this is our specially made valve that works a lot better with these back here. You can see if you're going to bark it, it's kind of hard to, you know, turn that really quick. So made this. So I mean, it's just bam. I mean, it's all or nothing on that. So we want to show you that. We are going to make more. We're going to make another M5 and a K5LA to go with this one, to go with the better the flares out and the 3-inch power chambers here, just like this one. They're all going to be the same. You'll notice on this one that we have the 4-inch power chambers on the low notes and the 3-inch on the highs, as well as on the first RS-5T. But you can see those are all the same. We're going to do the same with the K5LA as well as the M5. We blew all these in the past with 110 pounds, but we had the galvanized sheet metals in this one, the diaphragms there. And what happened was we had the M5 handled it great, sounded great, but you can see with these galvanized sheet metal diaphragms, kind of warped them a little bit. You can see there it's definitely warped, and it gave us a horrible sound. You can see that one's pretty rough, and you can see on the edges that it scarred them pretty good. I don't know, let me see there we go. Scarred them pretty rough. We have several other diaphragms. You can see this is aluminum flashing that we tried to use in the past, but you blow air and that's what you get. So that's not the very best. Coal stock, you can see kind of woolly boogered that too. So, and that's not advised to use. That's your best bet. Polycarbonate, thick or thin, it doesn't, nothing hurts it. It'll always go back to the same shape. So I'm going to turn it over to my dad here and let him explain a few things, because we are going to make a video, and I'm assuming you know how life is. We'll do it as soon as we can, showing you guys how to make one of these, so you guys can go out and make some of these as well. That way, I mean, it's a hands-on and you can get this stuff done. So
alright, we just want to show you the difference. There's our original, a brand new transmission funnel that And I want to show you the difference between where we're at now and the original. Look how much flare we was able to get on that. And we're assuming we had the decimal meter out in the last video, but after this horn blew the diaphragms, it sounded so horrible we didn't want to air it. So we'll get it back out, but we have already achieved in the neighborhood with 110 pound of pressure, 125 decibels with this guy and the original RS-5T. I believe this one's louder, and our goal is to get 125 decibels at about 10 feet with 100 or less PSI, and I think we can do that. We built this little gizmo here. We did a lot of extensive research on airflow through different size orifices, and if you notice, this is a regular 1/4 inch chuck. It doesn't matter if you got a 3/8 1/2 inch line or whatever, you put that in there, it's only going to allow so much air through. And what that is 11/64. There's 11/64 drill bit right there. That's the size of that one. But what we did after doing our study, we went and switched out all of our chucks to a 3/8, which now we have a 9/32 hole. And with the mathematical formula that we come up with, we found a calculator on the line. Any of the 1/8 inch, if you've got all 1/8 inch holes in your horn in a 5 bell, that's what that's asking for, is a 9/32 hole. The RS-5, because it has different size holes, and the same way with 1/8 inch hole in the M3, ask for a 7/32, which this is plenty big enough for both of them. But the airflow rate, we did a test. We were shocked at what we found out with our test, and we didn't believe it. So we built this guy and we conducted our own test. And I'll elaborate further on that in our next video. But I just want to show you a few things. Hope you're interested enough. We're going to do this a quick version. Try to get it done as quick as we can, a step-by-step, each piece, show you how they go together, how to tune it, and all of that stuff. And then if we have enough interest, enough requests, we might put together a several part hands-on, show you how we do everything. But there's a lot of you out there, just like myself, when I watch a video, I don't want to spend half my video watching a guy saw a pipe. I know how to do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be building this thing. But we turned all these right here, and each one of them, I'll just give you an example here. This was our original, our low bell, and we have our number 2 bell, which is right here on this guy, which is already bigger than this one. It dwarfs it. And we feel like this, we did a test, and it was about 1 decibel difference between a straight flare and this, just more or less cosmetic. But we found a way. We crushed a few cones, but we learned how to do this. And like I said, we pushed them to the limit. But this, to flare these out, and we think that we have enough on here to make a huge difference, to get about 5 decibels more. And when you get to those levels of 125, that's huge. But anyway, we built this little prototype valve. We were too tight to spend $80 on one, so we decided to mess around. We've created a couple of these, and we're fine-tuning them, but it seems to work pretty well. It needs a little tuning, but which we'll get to. But back to these galvanized. We wanted this one, we had said that we wanted to build this one as close to original as we can. That's why we chose a 32 gauge and a single diaphragm. And it worked. It sounded good here. It was horrible to tune. It was very temperamental, not nearly as easy as the polycarbonate. But we built this thing, and around here with our small air hose, we, around 80, 90 pounds, it sounded great. But once we did our research and put these guys in there and put 110 pounds, it immediately blew horribly out of tune. And these are the 2 low bells. You can see that it warped down. There's the number 1 bell and the number 2. It just destroyed them, and it was horrible sounding. We didn't want to air that so that y'all think we didn't know how to build a horn. Okay, and then we think we've solved the reason this guy still overblows over here. But, and I want to another thing is the rubber in these things is very important. We had rubber laying around from that guy and this guy here that we don't know what is. We just had it laying around. That's what we used. It worked great. So we tried several different kinds of rubbers, foams, and everything, and we finally settled on one. We'll tell you where you can find that and what type it is and how to go about doing that stuff of what works, for us. But anyway, stay tuned for our next video. If you see the next video before this one, be sure to check the previous one out. Just click on our channel, scroll down till you see videos, click on the videos, and find the one you're looking for. Hope you enjoy, hope you have fun as we did building our stuff, and we'll be back and as soon as we can and share the information that we've learned in more detail.